this is Funny. You are watching Funny HS Info. Today I am going to talk about pipeline insulation safety. In this presentation, I discuss about what is insulation work and what is its purpose, types of insulation works and materials used, hazards and safety controls at pipeline insulation works, and risk assessment for insulation works. So let me start with the introduction. What is insulation work? Insulations are defined as those materials or combination of materials which retard the flow of heat energy by performing one or more of the following functions: conserve energy by reducing heat loss or gain, control surface temperatures for personal protection and comfort, facilitate temperature control of process, prevent vapor flow and water condensation on cold surfaces, increase operating efficiency of heating, ventilation, cooling, plumbing, steam, process and power systems found in commercial and industrial installations. And last one, prevent or reduce damage to equipment from exposure of fire or corrosive atmospheres. Next one, types of insulation works. The temperature range within which the term thermal insulation will apply is from minus 75 degrees centigrades to 815 degrees centigrades. All applications below minus 75 degrees centigrades are termed as cryogenic, and those above 815 degrees centigrades are termed as refractory works. Based on the purpose, there are mainly four types of insulation works. First one, hot insulation. Second one, cold insulation. Third one, personal protection insulation. And fourth one, acoustic insulation. Let us see what are the materials used in these insulations and purpose of these insulations. First one, hot insulation. Mineral wool, glass wool, calcium silicate are the materials used in hot insulation. The purpose is to reduce heat losses and to minimize temperatures for the efficient operation of the process. Second one, cold insulation. Polyurethane foam, expanded pentyl foam, expanded polystyrene foam, thermocol are the materials used in cold insulation. The purpose is to maintain low temperatures and control heat input to the process. Third one, personal protection insulation. Mesh metal guards, mineral wool are the materials generally used in personal protection insulation. This personal protection insulation is provided to avoid personal heat injury. All exposed pipeline surfaces that exceed 65 degrees centigrade is provided with personal protection insulation. Fourth one, acoustic insulation. Acoustic foam, fiberglass, polyester or polyurethane foams, rock wools are the materials used in acoustic insulation. Acoustic insulation is provided for all piping that are considered as a potential sound source. The main purpose is to reduce the noise, which means vibration, to an acceptable limit. The minimum thickness for acoustic insulation is normally 75 mm. Next one, safety tips for insulation work. Before going to know about the safety tips, let us see the hazards associated with these activities. fall hazard due to elevated work areas and improper platform, exposure to hot and cold surfaces, cut and pinching hazards due to handling of sharp objects or tools, skin irritation due to contact with the small fibers in the insulation, lungs and respiratory problems due to inhaling fibers, and dust particles generated due to cutting of insulation materials. These are the potential hazards at insulation works. To avoid these hazards, what are the safety tips we have to follow? Let us see one by one. Wear appropriate clothing. This includes clothes that provide full coverage like long sleeved shirts, trousers, and gloves. They protect your skin against irritation from materials like fiberglass. Second one, use personal protective equipment. Cellulose is highly dusty, while fiberglass irritates the eyes and is carcinogenic when inhaled. Use protective equipment like safety goggles for eyes and nose masks or a respirator to avoid inhaling harmful dust and to protect the lungs. Next one, always work in well ventilated areas and ensure ventilation is not blocked unless proper procedures and control measures have been implemented. Caution should be taken while using knives or saws for cutting insulation materials. Avoid unnecessary handling of waste insulation materials by placing them in waste disposal containers or bags, and keep equipment as close to the work areas as possible to prevent the release of fibers. Next one, tools that generate the least amount of dust should be used. If power tools are to be used, they should be equipped with the dust collecting systems attached. Always refer to the manufacturer's instructions, safety data sheets for additional information for handling insulation materials. Carry a flashlight. Even if there is light, a flashlight will help you see the dark corners of the attic where lighting cannot reach. Be aware of fire hazards. To avoid electrical fires, ensure to switch off the power before installing insulation. Also, maintain adequate clearance from downlights and electrical fixtures like fans. And last one, reduce dust generation. When handling insulation materials, try as much as possible to generate the least amount of dust. Keep materials in its package when not in use and use equipment that cause least disturbance. These are the safety tips at insulation works. Next one, JSA job safety analysis for insulation works. The first step is material handling and storage. The possible hazards at this activity are fall of lifting materials, hand injuries while handling lifting materials, musculoskeletal disorders on employees handling materials, hit by forks of the forklift. To avoid these hazards, the control measures are: supervisor should always lead the activity, check safe working load of all lifting gears, ensure the weight of the material to be lifted, use proper personal protective equipment for the activity. Tagline should be used always when lifting. Maintain good communication. Manual handling training to be conducted. Rest breaks to be provided. Rotation of the employees. barricade the lifting area, maintain good communication between operator and rigger. And last one, toolbox talk to be done prior to the lifting activity. Next one, installation of insulation material, inhalation and contact of airborne materials causing allergies or irritations, injuries to finger and hands, falling of man and material from the height, lifting of materials to height. These are the potential hazards at installation of insulation materials. The control measures are proper personal protective equipment, example gloves, safety shoes, masks, cotton coveralls, and safety shoes to be worn at all times of work. If irritation occurs, wash the affected area with mild soap and water. Do not rub or scratch. Flush eyes with running water for at least 15 minutes. Seek medical attention if irritation persists. Appropriate PPE shall be used while handling of hand tools and cladding sheets. Cladding or insulation works to be ceased at height when wind speed exceeds 25 knots. Before going to work, check for the scaffold green tag status. Never climb on ladder with one hand engaged. All cutting sharp tools or materials to be kept away from access and walkway. Unobstructed access to be provided and maintained. Only required quantity of materials are to be placed at the working platform. Waste materials are to be removed from the working platform as soon as possible, and all lifting gears are to be third party certified. And the last activity, fabrication of cladding materials. Here the potential hazards are cuts, bruises and pinch injuries due to handling of cladding sheets or due to handling of tools and equipments, slips, trips and falls, contact with moving parts, noise, electrical shock due to use of electrical equipments. To control these hazards, the measures are mandatory PPE to be worn, training to be provided for manual handling, all tools like handrails, shearing machine, cutting tools to be in good condition, all equipments at the fabrication shop must be inspected regularly using checklists and tagged as safe for use, and safety operational manual is placed. Maintain high standards of housekeeping. Guarding shall be provided for all equipments and shall not be removed to avoid direct contact with equipment. The access space shall be free from obstructions. Only authorized trained personnel should work on machines and equipment. Inspect all equipment, cables, wires and relevant items before starting work. If any defects found, report to the electrician for immediate repair. Maintenance of equipment shall be done only after isolation of the power. Never work with wet hands, and always use 3-phase socket with proper earthing. This is about the insulation work safety. Hope you understand. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and share my videos. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a safe day.